Hey, Nicole, thank you so much for being on today. I would love if you could introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Nicole Brown. I'm an owner and operator of Poetry at Best, where we literally serve you the best. It started in Baton Rouge, Louisiana in 2009 with my first book, School Days, Holidays, and All Days Alive. I have 13 more that came after that. I'm just going to name a few. Because if I name all my books, we'll be in here all day. So the sequel to School Days, Holidays, and All Days Alive Between is More School Days, Holidays, and All Days Alive Between. And I also have a series, and I also have another series called All About Slime. And it consists of All About Slime, the refusal to return to slime, and the diminishing of slime. I have another series, which is the Who Do You Love series, and it consists of Who Do You Love and Are You Still in Love with Who? And I have several more books. Um, One that sticks out with me is The Trials of a Northeast Louisiana Child, which is autobiographical, and it is featured in the special collections of the Louisiana State University Library, and also Holidays and All Days Alive Between is in special collections of the University of Missouri Library, and it was also in the running to be part of repertoire of teach tools for the University of Missouri teacher education program.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing since I was really in elementary school, but I've been published since 2009. That's been a while.
Amazing. What made you really start to sit down and write?
I started having situations financially, and I always wanted to write. I always wanted to publish, and I just got on Facebook one day, and you know how you have those pop-up ads that show up on Facebook? Well, anyway, I saw a pop-up ad saying self-publish your book, and it said createspace.com. So I clicked on it, and it was like you could either do it where you submit just submit all of your manuscript by typing, and they'll charge you $400 to put it all together, or you can do everything yourself. So I chose to do everything myself because I didn't want anyone to um they may not have felt the book or felt the way the book should go better than I did. So I feel like I needed to do it myself, and I went by some books that were already printed, to do a copyright page and the title page and all of that. And really, I just put the muscle to the hustle or the hustle to the bustle, and just started working it out. And then I found out I had already had copywritten some poetry already, and I had at that time I had to mail it in to the U.S. Library of Congress, but since when I started publishing, I didn't have to mail in the finished product to the Library of Congress. You could just upload the files. So that's what I did. And at that time, it was really less expensive than it is now. Um, and else. And then they had an opportunity where you could do expanded distribution, where it could be automatically um, sent to different libraries, different bookstores all over the world. So that's what I opted for that option, and as much as I could, for as long as I could. Sometimes I was up all night, and then I was working at the same time. Sometimes I was up all night. Like I said, sometimes I was so into the writing that I couldn't even go to sleep until I wrote something. And like the the editing, was really easy, but at the same time, it was hard. I got other people to look at it, and some people was like, "This is really good." And some of the other stuff that I was writing, they were like, "You need to write more about your life." And I was like, "Well, I don't know, that's kinda personal," but she was like, "Going stuff like that, so you might wanna do that," but, most of my stuff that in the beginning was about education, and a lot of other things as time went further and dealing with this ministry will encourage me to write more about my life, so I did.
Amazing. I love that you shared that. What's your schedule like when you're writing a book?
Well, it depends now because back then I didn't have 2 kids, I only had 1, and, um, I try to write whenever I can, like Um, everywhere I go, even if it's at the grocery store, I have my phone handy on the notepad, or I have a notepad in my purse, or I use a notepad, or I use a napkin or anything at the restaurant or anything to write on because it's something is out something may catch my attention and I just write. So it could be anytime, but I usually try to journal before I go to bed. But like I said, before I had kids, it was anytime, anytime. It could be at 3 o'clock in the morning, anytime. And sometimes I still get those, urges to write, in the middle of the night. It just depends, but it's lessened now because, like I said, I have a very energetic 5-year-old, and I have to chase him a lot.
Yes, definitely little ones are energetic. Do you need anything in your writing space to help you stay focused?
I like to hear music. That's what I like to hear. That keeps me focused. It could be any kind of music. It could be smooth jazz. It could be hip hop. It could be gospel, praise and worship. It could be anything. It could be classical, opera, whatever's in my mood to listen um to at that particular time. That's what I have to have. And sometimes I really don't have to have any music at all. Just being that I'm in Louisiana, sometimes just going out on the boat dock to watch the river flow, um, is really cool. And even when I lived in Baton Rouge, that was really cool to be by the Capitol or by the Mississippi River. And when I lived in Mississippi, just sitting by the Mississippi River on the hill, that was comforting and just feeling the breeze and watching the birds watching people pass by, watching cars pass by. It was, just peaceful, serene, and, just being able to view nature is a wonder to me. I could just write about that all day long.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that. What's your favorite snack or drink when writing?
Stuff that I'm not supposed to have. I like to have popcorn and Pringles, and I love tomatoes. So I, I'm I guess in the South, we probably eat a lot of I love tomato sandwiches, like just plain uh, mayonnaise, salt and pepper. It don't have to have any meat. And I craved those when I was pregnant with my son. I love tomato sandwich. I can eat a tomato sandwich anytime.
Love that.
Yeah, everybody. I don't know about South Louisiana, but everybody in North Louisiana, where I'm from, they know how to grow tomatoes or they know how to set up a garden even if they don't have a yard. They know how to do some type of gardening. And that's what I learned from my family, my papa and my grandma, how to grow certain things.
Amazing. What books did you grow up reading? Did you have a favorite?
I had a lot of stuff. As a kid, I liked Cat the Hat, and then like as like a middle schooler, high schooler, I liked The Great Gatsby and The Lord of the Flies, and I really liked from my sorority sister, because I'm a member of Zeta Phi Beta sorority. Um, Zora Neale Hurston's "Their Eyes Were Watching God" because I can relate. I could relate to it when I was younger, but I really can relate to it now that I'm older because I've been in a life has taught me in a situation, different situations. That's all I can say about that. But I really like Their Eyes Were Watching God, and a lot of the um John Grisham books like Time to Kill and Pelican Brief, and I'm reading this book now that's not so popular, but it's really good. It's called Mother String. It's by Andrea Mackenzie. It's a book of poetry, and it's really nice. I always try to find one book or two books to read on the side while I'm writing because reading builds your writing skills. If you just write and don't read, you're not gonna grow as a writer.
I love that you bring that up because that comes into our next question. What would you tell someone just starting out with reading again?
Well, with reading again, it doesn't matter what you read. It could even just be the newspaper. I make my kids read and they hate me for that, but they'll like me later for that because I don't care what they read, as long as it's not distasteful. They could read the newspaper, they could read their comic books, they could read whatever they want. We have a time in our house every day where we read, you know, and my daughter, she'll find some of the weirdest stuff to read, but I don't really care as long as she's reading, because that enhances your vocabulary, it enhances your writing skills. It adds accents. I mean, it adds to your brain. It makes you feel better, and even sometimes in bad situations, reading can take you away from the place that you're in. And music can take you away too, but reading really away because you have to open up your mind to really let go and really picture in your mind what their writer is talking about.
So true. On the opposite side of that, what would you tell someone just starting out to write their own book?
Don't give up. Or if it takes 20 years for you to become popular, don't ever give up and be prepared to come across anything. Don't just think that anything is just out of the normal because you just be prepared for anything, any remark, because everybody's not going to like your stuff. Some people are, some people aren't. You know, some people are going to be happy for you, some people aren't. Just roll with the punches because life is hard and being an author is hard, and you know people don't make a lot of stuff easy, but some people do. You have to be open to the people that accept you for who you are and what you can do, and let the people that are not accepting of what you do be your motivator to do
Oh,
better.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. A lot of our listeners will realize this isn't our normal episode, and I wanted to do our little we had talked a little bit prior to this. You have a very intense backstory, so we decided to change things up and generalize a lot. Where is the best place for readers to find your books and the best place they can connect with you to learn more about your story?
Amazon has all of my books, even on in the ebook version. I haven't tapped into the audio version yet, simply because I like to narrate my own things. So I'm on many, many, many. I'm in many, many, many online retailers worldwide. Like I said, if I said all of those, I'll be all day. But I'm on Amazon, Books a Million, Barnes and Noble, Eight Books, to name a few. And then I have my own two websites on Etsy, which is if you etsy.com/ poetry at best, or you can just type in etsy.com and then under the search engine, type in poetry at best. The P in poetry is capitalized, and the B in best is capitalized, and the A is lowercase. And also, I have another website, which is author Nicole S Brown.yolasite.com, and Nicole is spelled Nicole. Um, I have excerpts that are on YouTube, and that's listed as author Nicole S Brown too on YouTube. I have excerpts on TikTok that's under author Nicole S Brown, and I have excerpts on Instagram. So you can keep up with me there. I also have, other interviews that talk in detail about my story and um, just anything in general that you may want to learn about me.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here. We'll be sure to drop all those links in the show notes so that people can find everything. And then thank you again.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day. That's what I say all the time. Have a wonderful day.